What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. If you are new, welcome. Before we get any further, be sure to smash the like button and to subscribe down below so you never miss any of my uploads and you can be a part of my fit family. Maybe I'm too out of frame. Is that where we're supposed to be? We haven't had a sit down video in a hot minute. I thought it would be a great time to talk about building muscle. I've gotten a lot of questions over the years of how I maintain a relatively lean body fat but also continue to build muscle. So today we're going to talk about how to build muscle, how to avoid excess fat, and what's worked for me and from my own personal experience of doing dirty bulks, clean eating, all sorts of things. So I'm going to give you everything that I know. I am not a doctor. Please see your doctor if you have any health conditions in which you should consider running past them before doing any of these things, such as diet. We're going to talk a lot about diet because gaining muscle requires a very rigorous and consistent diet. Let's jump right into it. How in the world do you gain muscle without gaining fat? I'm gonna make it really simple for you. You have to gain weight, which can be hard for some people to understand that when building muscle, you need to be eating in a surplus. So I've said this before on different videos. I'll try and link them down below. You must be eating in a caloric surplus in order to gain muscle. Muscle cannot be created and gained, hence the word gains, without eating more calories than you're putting out in a day, energy-wise. So if you don't know anything about calories, I actually have done a legit science experiment in college that helped me to really understand calories. So calories in general are intended to be used as energy for the body to be able to expend. You have a total daily energy expenditure that is designed for you. It's designed for your height, your weight, your age, your gender, all sorts of things. You can be really specific with it, you can be really general with the formula, but overall you have a total daily energy expenditure number of calories that you burn every single day, even if you're just laying in bed all day not moving, okay? So you need to be eating in a surplus of that daily energy expenditure. For example, my metabolism has built up quite a bit over the years, so I've been able to gain a higher caloric intake than someone else who maybe isn't as active as I am, but maybe they weigh the same. I burn a lot of calories in the day because I work out roughly 3 to 5 times a week. We're trying to get it to 5 to 6. So my metabolism is rather fast. Maybe you're not that hungry because you're not moving your body enough. You're not sparking that metabolism. But overall, in a day, for example, I burn roughly 1,800 calories. I'm just going to keep it at a flat number. I'm not going to put any 50s or 24s or look really deep into it because I know that I'm right around 1,800. I might even be at like 1,750. Anyways, 1,800 calories every day. So in order for me to gain muscle, gain a little bit of weight, and when I say a little bit of weight, I do not think people understand that when you are trying to gain the appropriate weight to build muscle, you only need about, depending on your height, weight, and ratio, for example, me, I only need an extra 3 pounds on me to continue building. But that's where the discussion of metabolism and your new daily expenditure builds up in order for you to hold that new weight. I used to eat really little. I used to eat like 1,400 calories a day. I'm not even 5 foot. I'm actually 4'11" and I weigh about, we'll get to actually what I weigh. On a normal day, without trying to put on weight, I weigh around 100 pounds if I'm not trying to put any energy into gaining. So I used to burn around 1,350 to 1,400 calories every day. But because I've managed to gain muscle, build my metabolism, and eat consistently, I've managed to create a new composition of my physique for myself while eating more calories. It's not about just gaining weight, lifting, and then like showing what you make. The healthier way to go about it, instead of gaining all this unnecessary bulk fat, is to do it gradually, and that's how you're gonna hold it long term better too. It's kind of like a fad diet. It's bulking and cutting, it's definitely something that works, but it's something that's a lot harder on the body, a lot harder on the hormones, and it's kind of unsustainable. So the easiest way to do it, just continue growing. I'm personally always in bulking season. If somebody asks me like, you bulking? I'm like, you already know, like every day, all day, I'm always focused on still gaining more mass, but that's because I'm someone who's a little bit on the leaner side. I'm on the lighter side naturally, due to my diet, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Dirty bulking can be very negative on the body. So just remember, it's better to do it slow, gradual, because that's where you're gonna get more permanent change. So now that we understand what a total daily energy expenditure is, we can talk a little bit more about, well, how much do I need to eat in order to gain that muscle without gaining too much fat? So I highly recommend using a macro calculator, one that I've always referred to. I usually just Google macro calculators, but one I really like is actually by Katie Hearn, and she has created one that makes it really clear, cut, and simple for people to understand how much more you need to be eating. So that comes down to how frequently you are training. If you're training, like I said, 3 to 5 times a week, you need to be eating roughly. It also depends on how quickly you're trying to gain this weight. Like I said, slow and easy is the way to go. I personally just like building myself up. Like my metabolism, I'm always trying to build it up. So I'm never cutting, I'm just always building. Anyways, so if you're working out, say 5 times a week, at least 45 minutes, hard, heavy weights, you're pushing it. Maybe you're working out hour and 15 max, hour and a half tops, which is all you need. If you're doing anything longer than that, then you are not doing your workout. You're doing something else and you're not focused or something, I don't know. If you're around that time, frequency, all that stuff, then you should only be eating 300 to 600 calories more depending on your own macro results, okay? So go put it in the macro calculator. It's really simple. It'll even ask you for all of your details, not like email, but like height, weight, age, gender, goal, and how quickly. It'll really break it down for you, so it makes it really easy. But you do need to be eating in a surplus. I spoke about that forever. My experience with dirty bulking never did me any good. All it did was make me really fluffy. It made me really uncomfortable in my skin. It wasn't something that I like to do. Go ahead and give this video a like, and I can do a whole entire body transformation throughout the years. I haven't seen from the start of my entire fitness journey to now, so it'd be kind of fun to do an updated one, so let me know if you guys want to see that. Dirty bulking just made me really fluffy. I just felt so uncomfortable. I broke out a ton. First of all, dirty bulking is usually meaning that you're eating like cookies and donuts and if it fits your macros and all that fun stuff. So you're consciously thinking about bad food. That's why I don't encourage it as well, is because the whole focus for me is to teach you to eat healthier food. So eat more fruits and vegetables, less candies, whereas if it fits your macros and dirty bulking, you're trying to hit a in and out and go and get Chipotle every opportunity, which actually isn't that bad. Chipotle's not awful. I know that you're also reaching for donuts and cookies and all sorts of things, so I don't like that mindset. I don't think it's the right way to go about it. And more importantly for women, I do not encourage going on a dirty bulk for women. Let me tell you why. It will mess up your hormones so bad. And this goes for cutting as well. So this is just having any type of drastic drop or increase in your diet is going to cause your hormones to fluctuate. I keep forgetting to look at the dang screen. Sorry guys. Just remember, if you're gonna eat dirty, bad foods, it's all up to you. It's your choice. I totally get it. And you can make muscle. I'm not discrediting it, but I am saying to go the healthier way about it is to not do that, because it's so harsh on your hormones. For your hormones to take a huge jump up or down in calorie count and types of foods from healthy, non-inflammatory foods, it's going to shock your system. I've done this from experience. My body has gone through different types of training in the first few years of my fitness journey. I didn't really know entirely what I was doing. It took a lot of years of research and trial and learning just what worked for me and how to do it right. So I wish somebody had told me this sooner. I hope that this is food for thought and you can see that it's not about just gaining it as quickly and building it as quickly as you want. It's about making it healthy and making it long-term more permanent. So Do not do that to your hormones. You have to imagine if you start to increase your carbs, overall carbs are broken down into glucose. Glucose is sugar. It can spike your blood sugar levels. So I used to have like what I thought was the precursor to like diabetes mellitus. I started to have really bad carb crashes. I started to feel so fatigued in the middle of the day. And I wasn't abusing caffeine either, but I was just eating all the time, and I was like pounding the carbs like no other, which was great. It definitely fueled my workouts, but only my workouts. And I felt that I wasn't always as happy and joyful and excited, and I was really cloudy in my brain. Like I didn't think as sharp and clear because I was carbed the heck out. Don't just go balls to the wall on day one. So from there, I learned to eat better. So I stopped eating wheat. I'm a gluten-free human being. And I stopped eating soy. I stopped eating dairy. Anything that came from an animal, I stopped it for a while, but I did bring back eggs in the past like 2 years or so because they definitely strengthened my hair, skin, and nails. I think that B vitamins are essential. That's another thing. If you're vegan, do not forget to take your B12. I eat my eggs, so I don't usually need to take it, but I also take a multivitamin, which you guys have seen me take before. I do get the one by Garden of Life. It's great. So with healthy bulking, it's something that isn't gonna give you that excess fat. And I always say to people, if you want to build muscle, eat as much as you want, eat as much as you can, but make sure it's the right thing. So when it comes to eating clean, I want you to focus more on fruits and vegetables, gluten-free options like rices or oatmeal. Look for the ones that are gluten-free though, because sometimes they're processed over things that are gluten, and gluten just makes you bloat. It's inflammatory. It can cause skin reactions. It can cause brain fog, fatigue, all sorts of things. So just try and avoid it if you can. But choosing the healthy way really taught me to not only gain weight consciously through my diet healthily, but I started to look at food as more of fuel, more of medicine, more of treating my body. I now look at food as something that is so necessary for my body to function, and I know exactly which foods make me feel best, make me perform best, think best, look best, all of it. So I've really narrowed that down, and I'll definitely share with you guys which foods I find give me the best performance and energy and thoughts and stuff like that. So I'll do that a different day, because I definitely think that you are what you eat. What you put in your stomach is gonna have an effect on your body. I know that many doctors don't really study too much about nutrition, but nutrition is key. So to break it down real quick, protein. Protein is something that you need in order to gain muscle. Protein synthesis cannot happen without protein. So protein is broken down into a chain of amino acids. There are a lot of them. I forget. I'm not gonna say 8. It's probably like 180, but who knows? I think it might be 8, maybe 9. Amino acids are necessary because they are the building blocks of muscle. Protein, very much needed to be synergistic with the creation of muscle mass. My easiest tip for you is to learn how much protein are you eating a day. And I'm not talking about like, oh, the size of a deck, oh, the size of my palm, oh, the size of that lamp over there. If you're really serious about building muscle, you need to figure out how much you're eating a day. And I'm talking all the food groups, but more importantly, the protein. So I'm talking about groups as in carbs, proteins, fats. You can count alcohol as well. But for me, I want you to focus on protein. I want you to know how much you're eating every day. I want you to count it, measure it, put it in a tool, put it in an app, like MyFitnessPal. I think that's a great app. You can definitely see how much you're eating in a day. And I want you to start eating your exact goal weight, body weight, in grams of protein. Say you're overweight and you're like, oh, I weigh 200 pounds, but I want to see myself at 160. Just eat 160 grams, okay? 160 grams of protein. But if at 160 pounds and you want to one day weigh 200 because you're a dude, you can definitely eat that and work towards that goal, but that might upset your stomach. So I would recommend starting at your body weight, starting at your goal body weight. I want to weigh 107 or higher in pounds. I cannot speak, you guys, for my actual body weight. That is my goal. So I'm gonna eat that amount in grams of protein every day so I can focus on hitting that goal. Now, when I was 99 pounds, I focused on eating 100 grams of protein. I just knew I needed to be around there. But because I want to go further, I need to eat more, if that makes sense. So I hope that kind of cleared it up. Just eat 1 gram per 1 pound of your body weight. So training frequency. I've mentioned to you guys before, I train roughly 3 to 5 times per week. I'm trying to step it up. So I definitely think that when it comes to building muscle, you need to be training. You need to be hitting your workouts consistently. You should not have more than 2 days off. That is literally my rule. Never more than 2 days. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not moving my body enough. I'm really not. You should be moving your body daily. But if you're not, that's you. I recommend training 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. My split is usually lower upper rest, lower upper rest, lower upper rest. I just keep going. I actually have made it that simple for myself, unless I'm on a more rigorous program, which is coming your way. I did delay on the date because I do want to focus on what's going on in the media. That's coming, I promise. I just want to fine tweak it and make sure it's perfect before I give it out to you guys. Training type. You definitely need to be pushing your body. So when it comes to muscle building, I'm going to tell you, shorter reps, heavier weight, longer rest times. Simple, easy, done. Drop mic. I always try to just focus on 8, 5 sets of 8. That's usually a sweet spot. If you want to build, say you are reaching a plateau, I recommend eating a little bit more calories or lifting a little bit more weight. So if you are gonna try and reach into your strength building exercises and reps, I highly recommend just 5 sets of 8, works really well. If you want 5 sets of 6 to 8, that's a sweet spot too. Say you're reaching a plateau, you're like, dang, I can't lift any more than this weight, but I need to build muscle. You need to go into some strength building exercises with strength building sets, maybe accessory work for your big lifts, and you need to start lifting with even shorter reps with heavier weight for a while, and then go back to that lighter weight and pump out higher reps, and then come back to that heavier weight and hit 8, okay? So for example, that sounds really confusing. For example, say I can only squat 95 pounds on the bar, 95 pounds with the bar, and I'm only hitting 8 reps, and I'm like, dang, I really wanna lift more, but all I can do is that 8. That's 6 to 8 on that 95 pounds. I am going to step away from that 95 pounds and I'm gonna throw on heavier weight on my back. I'm gonna throw on 125, 135, somewhere around there that feels comfortable and safe for 3 to 5 reps. And I'm gonna do this for at least 5 reps for maybe a week or 2. After that time, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna go for a weight around 70 pounds, 65 pounds to 70 pounds. And I'm gonna pump out 5 sets of 12. And that's gonna be a brutal day. And then when you come back to that leg workout on week 3 or 4, when you're like, okay, I feel like I'm rested, I'm ready to conquer 115 pounds. 4 reps of 8. You're gonna push it, I promise you. It's literally down to math and science. Say you come back and you hit that 115, you're probably gonna hit that 8 reps, no problem, because you've been conditioning yourself for it. That's for another day, but I hope that gave a little bit of insight. We're gonna come to the end of this video really soon. Staying in a surplus, I get a lot of questions. How do you increase your appetite? I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to space out your meals and you need to be eating the right amount at each meal. Do not just be indulging yourself and just, what is it called? Gorging? Don't just gorge your meals and eat whatever types of things you want to eat. You need to focus on having an adequate amount of carbs, protein, and fat at every single meal. You can definitely play around with it at night. You can have more fats in the mornings and daytime. You can have more carbs and lean off of them. But my biggest tip, just really make it equal at every meal. It's gonna make it really easy. For me, I'm just putting myself as an example. I eat roughly 45 grams of carbs, 25 grams of protein, and about 15 grams of fat at least at every meal so that I know that I'm gonna be hitting my necessary intake for each group. So I recommend just breaking it down and making it a more even playing field, because if you're all over the place with your meals, you're not gonna be hungry. If you wait too long, you're not gonna be hungry. And sometimes you do need to eat when you're not hungry to build muscle, and you gotta force feed, okay? Just force feed. So other tips, you can introduce something such as cannabis. That is something that strongly increases your appetite. I do recommend it if you are reaching a wall and you literally are about to throw up at your food and that's where you're at in your bulk, then try it. There are like what are they called? Edibles. Oh my gosh, my brain. You can eat edibles, you can try other ways, whatever you feel like, that helps. So spacing your meals, trying that helps me a lot when I reach a plateau. And making food that I want to eat. Like if I'm just eating boring food, I'm gonna get sick of it. So definitely keep it fresh, keep it funky, change it up. Be open to trying recipes and sharing your recipes. Look up recipes from other fitness and people. I mean, I personally will start posting more of my diet. I'm gonna start doing cooking videos with you guys soon, I promise. I wanna show you guys a lot more into my diet because diet is key. Diet is everything. So other tips for progressively gaining and building muscle in the gym as opposed to just in the kitchen. I also recommend starting workout programs, keeping track of your numbers, your sets, trying workouts that are encouraging muscle building, and just progressively overloading, which can be in volume, in weight, in style of training. It's always gonna come down to a progressive overload. So your body needs to be somewhat taxed muscularly in order for the food to build that broken down tissue and create new mass. Supplements that I do use a post-workout. I use the 1UP Nutrition vegan chocolate protein powder. That is one of my favorites. If you're interested, you can use my code Erica Marie. It will save you 20% off any order. I do like chocolate. I always recommend vegan chocolate. I am vegan for the most part, just I eat eggs. I guess I consider myself more plant-based. I am plant-based, so I eat plant-based proteins. I just can't do dairy. It breaks me out terribly. Also, I use Vega Sport. That is actually my favorite protein, to be honest. I really like the deal that they have over on Amazon. I always get the chocolate, 45 servings or 45.5 servings, I don't know. I think it's 45 servings. I always get chocolate because chocolate always has a better way of masking that plant-based taste, which is not terrible, but it's definitely not as delicious as whey or casein. So something else that you can try are BCAAs. They are the branched chain amino acids. They are intended for pre, intra, and post-workout recovery. I like to drink them in between my workouts as well as after my workouts. If I know I can't get to my protein shake immediately, I actually need to buy some soon. So I'll show you guys which ones I end up getting. I love BCAAs. They're always fun to drink. Sometimes they have ones that have caffeine, which are great to drink either before or in between your workout if you feel like you need a little bit more go power. Do you guys know what a cannibalist is? Is that what it's called? Cannibal. A cannibal. We know what a cannibal is. We know a cannibal eats other humans, which is weird. But to break it down into simple terms, if you don't have protein fast enough after your workout, or you start breaking down tissue in the middle of your workout and again aren't going to be eating or drinking a protein shake soon after, then your muscle will actually eat itself and get smaller instead of giving it that branched chain amino acid and letting it stay in that composition of trying to build and grow. So that's kind of what overtraining is. When people overtrain and they're like, well, why aren't I getting bigger? Why isn't my muscle showing? It's because you're literally making that muscle shrink and get smaller and smaller because you're not allowing it to have the right necessary nutrients to build. So anyways, another great supplement I use is creatine. I love creatine. I definitely think that it encourages more power in my workouts. I feel like I have more energy. Creatine is necessary for energy. So if you feel like you're not grinding through your workouts hard enough, sometimes a little creatine will help you push that little extra bit, okay? It's not gonna do a lot, but it's gonna do a little, and it makes your muscles look fuller because it does allow you to retain a little bit more water, so it makes your muscles fuller. It's like hydrating your muscles as long as you're drinking your water. If you're not drinking water, it can be very detrimental for you. And the other thing I use is just good old coffee. I love pre-workout coffee. I don't use any pre-workouts. I've been meaning to, and I'm planning to try like maybe an Alani Nu one or something of that matter. We do have some from Whole Foods that I'm gonna try. We got like little packets. So I'll show you guys that in the next workout that should be up on Thursday. I hope that that was helpful. I strongly believe that if you take any of what I've said and put it into action, you will see some results. The biggest factor is to just be consistent. Consistency is key. So I wish you the best of luck with gaining muscle. If you have any questions whatsoever, be sure to leave them down below. And I'm super excited to just be coming back on here full-fledged. I did find a gym to train in, so I will be making legit workout videos for you guys soon. The gym footage is coming. Don't worry. But that is it for today's video. Be sure to do me the biggest favor in the whole wide world and to like this video and subscribe down below for more just sit down educational talks on how to gain muscle, how to get fit, how to learn more about the fit and health industry, as well as the lifestyle that comes with choosing the healthier road. I truly enjoyed just sitting down and talking about health and fitness. It's been a while since I've done this, and it was a little bit awkward at first getting out of my comfort zone, but I intend to do more videos like this. And if you have any ideas or suggestions of videos, please let me know down below. I'm going to be uploading a lot more. Okay, we got to reach that 4,000 hours. Right now I'm only at like 1,900 hours or so you're gonna get a lot of me. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Everything you left me